CeCe, important question. Is there any chance the Falcons can repeat last season's magic, right up until the point where Tom Brady woke up and then beat them?
No, 'cause at this point, people were terrified of Atlanta's offense. I mean, last year, they had Coleman, Freeman at running back. I mean, they were running the ball, throwing the ball. Matty Ice, just imagine what we were saying about Carson Wentz. Matty Ice was that guy last year.
Yep.
Julio Jones was unstoppable. Sanu, the combinations of what they were doing, they were so explosive. It was a matter of the over-under every game was 30 for them offensively. So their defense was on the field less. They could play quick. They were playing a lot better at home. So there was some trepidation if you were facing the Falcons compared to now. Steve Sarkisian, this offense, Kyle Shanahan, he took that offense with him to San Francisco. We see Jimmy Garoppolo. Right. Last 3 games throwing for over 300 yards. Matty Ice struggling. So, no, they don't have the moment. Record might be the same, but the story is totally different.
I get why people would do this. Last year, the Falcons were 7-5. And then they won 4 straight. And they ended up, I guess, actually winning 6 straight because they got to the Super Bowl. And then they were dominating the Super Bowl. This year, they're 7-5. They beat New Orleans. They beat Tampa Bay. Now they're 9-5. Have a chance to sweep New Orleans. Have a chance if they, well, not a chance. If they win their last 2, they win their division again.
Yes.
First back-to-back NFC South division winners in years. That division always turns over. But as CeCe mentioned, it's not only not the same team as last year, this will not be the same game as 2 weeks ago. In order to do what they did last year, they're going to have to win this week. 2 weeks ago, our friend, our only 2-time guest on the show, Alvin Kamara, went out of the game with a head injury 5 snaps in. We were,
wow, yeah.
Remember that game?
Absolutely.
He was cutting them up the field. Yeah. They had run 3 of their first 4 offensive plays to him. On that 4th offensive play, he got injured, and he was done for the day. So that is a totally different Saints team this week than the one they played 2 weeks ago because Kamara is such an unlocking force for their offense.
Why don't I trust this Falcons offense? Why do I feel like I have no idea what Falcons offense we're going to see every week on Sunday?
I mean, if you came from this is what you have, Jenna. The Rams with Jared Goff. That's what the Falcons were last year. Now we see what they are. There is no carryover a lot of times in this league. Last year, they were so dangerous, and their quarterback was playing the best football of any quarterback. Now, Tom Brady was playing unreal. After the suspension, man, he was taking names every week. But Matty Ice was still better. Julio Jones was playing like Antonio Brown was playing. So the combination and the threat, the Kyle Shanahan effect is real.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. What you're seeing now is totally different what your eyes saw last year.
And just quickly, the Rams are the perfect comparison because the reason the Rams are so dangerous is you do not know how they're going to hurt you. Is Todd Gurley going to hurt you? Are you going to do a little trick play to Tavon Austin? Is it going to be Sammy Watkins? Is it going to be Robert Woods? Is it going to be Cooper Kupp? Last year with the Falcons, it's going to be Devontae Freeman. Is it going to be Tevin Coleman? Is it going to be the best player on the field, Julio Jones?
Yeah.
Right.
What about Mohamed Sanu? Austin Hooper's there.
Yeah.
Like
Little Gabriel.
Taylor Gabriel.
Yes.
Exactly. Like you couldn't stop Atlanta last year because you had no idea where the ball was going. That's what the Rams have going for them this year. That's what Atlanta has lost this season. That's why it was your comparison. I appreciate you giving me credit for it, though.
Mutual admiration society over here. I love you. No, I love you more.
No, so I just don't think Atlanta is that team that they were last year.
All right, let's move on to some basketball.
Yeah, I love
Knicks
him more because he's more difficult.
And Celtics. If you're from New York, there's no better place to take in a game on a big night than the Garden. Last night, big game, big night, Garden.
Jenny, you have to stay awake.
Dude, I was not invited. Kristaps Porzingis back after missing 2 games with a sore knee, but only sort of back, right? So he went 0 for 11, finished with 1 point. Celtics star Kyrie scored 32. So guess who won? Exactly. The Knicks. 102-93 on the back of Michael Beasley's 32 points off the bench. Boston started the season 21-4, but they're 4-5 in their last 9. So, Nick, I ask you now, is it time to start worrying about Boston?
Well, it's time for people to...
People besides
Where's Chris
Nick?
Mannix?
Yeah.
Where's Chris Mannix today? It's time for people to be honest about what this Celtics team was always going to be this year once Gordon Hayward went down, which is a slightly improved version of who they were last year. Like the key components are still there with a better new Jason Tatum, I should say, a better Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Swapped out IT4 for Kyrie. The Brad Stevens is still there. They're a team that needs Kyrie to do almost everything offensively when Al Horford's struggling. Last night, Al Horford struggled. Jason Tatum only took 9 shots, which is curious to me. It's odd to me that he's averaging for the season 9 shots a game. I think he is a special offensive player even as a rookie. But they are going to have to win games.